Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show's live coverage of Sundance Shorts, and this one is really special. I am joined by the makers of Hairat, and I have editor Charlie Hoxie and everything else, Jessica Beshir, director, producer, writer. This was your baby. Congratulations, first off, on your first Sundance. Now, you have a really interesting background. I was reading, born in Mexico City, raised in Ethiopia, and now you're a prominent female filmmaker putting this out into the world. When you started this project, what was the inspiration?
Yeah, the inspiration is, well, I grew up in Ethiopia and I shot it in Ethiopia. This man who is doing this ritual every night, I grew up watching him as a child. And I have had this memories imprinted in my mind for a long time. And so every time I feel nostalgic about home or something and I go back, I just go there and I love to sit and watch him, you know, have this relationship with hyenas. It was one of those normal things. If you live by the beach, you go to the beach. If you live there, you know, you would just go and relax with him. So, and I really felt like I wanted to capture that ritual and share it because he also is getting older. You know, I wanted to be able to preserve that.
Preserve that. And also, I mean, how many people would be able to have that experience? And you've really brought it to a global audience now. I want to show people, it's just beautiful. I want to show people what we're talking about. This is the trailer for Hairat. I love that. So you talked about capturing this special moment from your own childhood that you wanted to preserve, but also, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Hairat means you are where you're meant to be?
Yeah.
What is the bigger message here?
You know, it comes from an Arabic word. They call it Hairat, and means for good, for the better. Anything that's happening around you is for the better, regardless of what that circumstance is. And when I went to shoot this, I met this imam, and he told me about the story of Hairat, and it's a long story. However, at the end of the day, it meant you are exactly where you need to be. I was very sick when I went to shoot. And he said, don't complain, you know, this is exactly happening for you. You know, you don't know, but this is happening for you, so just go and shoot it. And it was with that spirit that I shot this film, and I really felt that, yeah, I am where I need to be.
I love that. I love that. And Charlie, I want to ask you from a filmmaker perspective, because such a big part of Sundance are having a community of artists come together and collaborate and feed off of each other's work. This was obviously her passion project. For you to get involved, what was the collaboration like between the two of you? Yeah,
I mean, definitely a passion project for me as well. Just felt so fortunate to be brought into it, to have met Jessica. We were introduced through a mutual friend a few years ago. Jessica has not just the footage that became Hairat, but also, you know, a wealth of amazing footage of different cultural things in Eastern Ethiopia. And so we met 5 years ago. We started to go through that a little bit. We made kind of like a trailer sizzle reel out of that. But, you know, I have a full-time job as a producer in Brooklyn, and so it was really, you know, our time was limited that we could devote to it. So about a year ago, Jessica came to me and was like, you know, let's take this hyena stuff and make something with it. And you know what she says about Hairat and that notion of being where you need to be, I think just fits so aptly, not just for her shooting, but our editing. We were working on it in the dark days of winter last year in New York and weren't really sure, you know, if it was going to make sense or connect with other people.
Is this just connecting to us?
Yeah.
Or is this going to translate?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, we really loved it. And you know, we finally put it out there, and when it got accepted to Sundance, it just, you know, it's meant everything for us.
Well, and I think too, sort of in keeping with the spirit of you are where you're meant to be, a lot of the interviews that we've done on the show, some of the most passionate projects have all come from, whether it be portraying a relationship of a family member, putting their grandparents on screen, a childhood memory. I mean, I feel like right now, a lot of artists are sort of looking internally at themselves and trying to capture kind of those moments they want to preserve, and that idea of being in the right place at the right time. And I think with everything that's going on right now in the world, a lot of people are sort of grasping for like what's happening and is this really the right path? When you are showing this at Sundance and with different audiences, what is sort of the takeaway that you want them to have with this piece?
For me, when I made this film, it was about love. And it was about love, and it's about possibilities of love. You know, somewhere out there in the world, there exists a man that loves these hyenas, and he's under their spell, and so are they. And for me to be able to watch that and to see that he still does it, I mean, it was not like a little stint. This guy's been doing it for over 30 years. So to know that this kind of relationship could exist, it's beautiful to me. Again, it's a story of love and possibilities of love.
I love that. Perfect way to close. Jessica, Charlie, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Congratulations on your acceptance into Sundance.
Yeah, thank you so much.
The piece is called Hairat. We are going to take a quick break and be back with more coverage right here on Park City Television.